how do you know that you should renegotiate your relationship, repair it, or leave it? Well, as someone that's worked with 100 men and someone who's married himself and most importantly gone through 5 heartbreaks and decided that I wanted to end the programming that was leading me to the same outcome, I'm here to tell you that the way you know to leave will be based on you reverse engineering your freaking life. See, a lot of us don't understand who we are, what we want to do, and most importantly, what we want to become, right? If we've accumulated some sort of success, we simply based our capabilities of doing what we do based on what we're good at doing, right? If we've built a company or we've built a legacy, then the legacy is what carries us. So in other words, as long as the most useful person in this building, the most useful person in this mission, I'm good. I just need to be as useful as possible. Again, I find it interesting because someone was having a conversation with a friend of mine. I was basically saying that legacy is almost like a race to being the most useful person in your family. Zoom out. Yeah. Think of someone like Motorola. Yeah, some of us know who he is. A lot of us clearly know who he is. Or Kodak. Or Blockbuster. Right? Their legacy was based on how useful they were to society. And the moment they stopped being useful to society, they were completely disregarded. So it's almost like the more useful you are, the more society will need you or use you. But my point is this: your destination decides whether you should renegotiate, repair, or leave the relationship. Because if you don't have a North Star that allows you to decide or trust that when things get blurry, this is what I hold on to, then you will always find whatever's in front of you deciding what you should indeed grab a hold of. Okay? So having a North Star that is almost like this faraway joint that sort of keeps your head clear is the easiest way for you to understand, alright, cool, here's where I'm heading when I feel like I'm not myself or I'm feeling lost. Alright? So your destination, what is your destination? Your destination is your obituary. Your destination is, what do you want them to say about you? What do you want to be known for? What do you want them to say about you in your funeral? An example of someone that comes to mind when I'm saying this is, think of someone like James Saxon, right? He's a divorce lawyer. He said that one of the best things when it comes to love is that you could genuinely hear, or on your deathbed, your partner saying to you that you helped me become the best version of myself. That is a beautiful obituary. So now you've decided, okay, best version of myself is my destination. You now reverse engineer the current situation. Because the problem is, what leads you into this situation is the fact that there was a misalignment in the first place. Whether it was in goals, whether it was in character, or whether it was in simple understanding of how this relationship can sustain the test of time. Because the issue I find a lot of times that leads to breaks is, this is the road, this is the foundation, okay? So this is the best way for me to describe love. So when love itself is, I want the best for you, right? This is why, for instance, something that what James Saxon says is perfect, because in other words, I'm with someone that's going to help me become the best version of myself because they want the best for me. That is a beautiful way to create a beautiful road ahead, which makes it easy for you guys to decide whether, yeah, I'm going to leave, stay, or renegotiate the marriage, right? Now, that's love, right? Then there's value. Value is your core values. How is this person feeding into your core values? See, a truth that I believe a lot of people don't want to hear is that healthy relationships are transactional. Yes, all relationships are transactional. The idea of unconditional love without value exchange doesn't make sense. Unconditional love is like a contractual, permanent value exchange. I am kind to you, you are kind to me. But guess what? Kindness to your partner is expressed and felt based on her love languages. And what are her love languages? That is how you deliver value to them. Let me give you an example. If I now said to my wife, right, she's coming back, she wants us to watch The Mentalist. And I said to her, no, I'm gonna wash the house for you. Right? She's like, what are you talking about? I want quality time. Right? And another example is, say for instance in my case, my wife comes and she now says, I don't want you to build your goal, I don't want you to build your dream, I just want you to just be whatever. Right? I'm like, what are you talking about? That's my core value. I don't want you to go to the gym. Why are you going to the gym? I want you to get fat. I want you to be ugly. I want you to be useless, or whatever the case may be. Right? Anything that doesn't align with my core value directly says to me that you're a threat to my identity. You're a threat to the things I value. So, in other words, in order for the relationship to coexist effectively, you guys need to be responsible in delivering to each other value. Okay? So you need to identify for yourself your core values, your identity, your system, and your approach to safety. Once you understand that, then you can create a way for the person to directly deliver value to you. Okay? This is me systemizing a healthy relationship with you. Why? Because after speaking to hundreds of people who genuinely wanted a healthy relationship, who genuinely wanted to build it themselves, who genuinely wanted to have more self-esteem, who wanted to make sure that they were not repeating the same patterns they grew up in, I understood that in order for you to get to this whole shebang, the best way for you to help your partner is by understanding yourself. And the best way to understand yourself is by asking the answers or finding answers to the questions you're looking for. The best way to find the answers to those questions is by asking someone who's already answered them. This is why when I sit with people, I'm able to dissect and understand them better than sometimes they do themselves. Not because I know them more than they know themselves, because I know how to get to the questions that they're not asking themselves. Right? And not because they're bad people, but because it's almost like until you've gone there, you don't know where to look. Does that make sense? So in this case and scenario, once you build a system where you understand your core values, your identity, your system, your safety, you rewire them according to the destination. Okay? Alright? So you rewire them based on your destination. What you then have is a clear roadmap that allows you to understand whether you should negotiate, leave, or repair. Okay? Now, let's talk about repair. Because I don't repair, and I think I don't speak about it enough. But repair happens when this is how repair happens. I look after me, you look after you. A lot of people try to do this. And that's why it goes nowhere. Because repair is an individual job. Okay? It is not a couple's journey. My repair included asking my wife to do certain things that she did not want to do. Her repair included asking me to do certain things that I did not want to do. So repair works, repair builds, repair is necessary for you to learn how to let go of the programming that's been guiding you so far. And if you don't let go of that programming, then it will lead everything you're building, especially the outcomes that you don't want, because your destination, your default destination, and your design destination are in two different places. And in order for you to pick one has to go. You cannot have them coexisting. You cannot have them sort of intertwining or merging. They will radically pick a route. And if you don't make that decision for yourself, this design will make that decision for you. Okay? So, in order for you to repair, like I said, you need to do the work. And if you're interested in doing that, you want to do it as a couple, the link to book is in the bio. But I want you to understand something, right? In order for you to get to the outcome that I was discussing earlier, the goal is two happy people, not one, not 1.5, not none. It's two happy people, not because you make each other happy, it's because you've made yourself happy and they've made themselves happy. And that is because you've now become whole. And you become whole because you've noticed where the leak was and you closed the tap. You notice where there was a misconnection within yourself, and you fixed that. Okay? Not because you're broken, but because the leak will now project an issue that has nothing to do with your partner, and until you deal with what the leak is revealing to you, your partner will be held responsible for things they don't know how to fix. Some of you are blaming your partners for saying that you're not good enough. You're criticizing them. When in reality, who you need to speak to is the inner child that still believes that they're speaking to their mom. Some of you are blaming your partners for not meeting the bare minimum. When in reality, who you need to speak to is the dad that was never present. Some of you are blaming, instead of acknowledging that the person you really needed to speak to this whole time was nonetheless but you. And when I work with people, I help them realize that, so that instead of holding people accountable for things that they weren't supposed to do, they end up actually taking action towards becoming the person that's going to be able to build the healthy household they're so destined or desiring in wanting to build. And if that's you, you want to understand how to repair, book a call in the bio. Let's get to work. For 12 weeks, I'm going to take you through rigorous training, help you understand your patterns, help you understand your blind spots, and most importantly, what's stopping you and blocking you from getting to the outcome. Now, if you're a professional founder and you're struggling with this, book a call. Let's get to work. Now, if this has added value to you, drop it in the comments. That's something that's really helped you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.